December 6, 1982. The bi-weekly edition of Japan's immensely popular comics anthology, Young Magazine. It was here that the Akira phenomenon was born. Akira, the teenager, awakened to his hidden powers. Powers that he could not control. Powers that swept the megalopolis of Tokyo and the world. In the maelstrom of World War III. Our stage is Neo-Tokyo, the super techno city of 2019, 30 years after the Holocaust. A ravaged city, and one totally unaware of the cause of its misery.
Here in
Neo-Tokyo, millions of survivors swell in chaotic vitality and surge forward toward an unknown future. It was this amazing vitality in the face of anarchy that Otomo sought to explore in this, his greatest work, Akira. In the next hour, we will interview Otomo and his associates to see how this adaptation was brought to the screen. First, let's get the author's view of the production.
It was never my intention to make Akira into a motion picture. It was originally created as a comic strip for Young Magazine. But when I was asked to develop my story for the screen, I became very intrigued. I'd always liked animation, and I'd even gotten together before with some friends to create shorter animated films with other characters. So why not try it with Akira? The difference between comics and animation, well, most obviously, at first, the characters' mouths start moving, and then they start acting. It's just a given with animation that something's got to move. So, when I began working on adapting Akira into an animated film, I thought, just let the characters go. Let them act by themselves. It was in this direction that I first started to develop the concept of Akira as a film.
The movie Akira is about the city Neo-Tokyo and the people who live there. Now, let's take a closer look at some of these people. Data File 1. Shotaro Kaneda, age 16. An outsider who is far from obedient and cooperative. He is known to act before thinking things out. The organizer and leader of a bike gang. He is perceived by his fellow students as more than a little egotistical.
Ow! Hey, that hurts!
How'd you like to try that on me, fish face? Tetsuo! Where are you taking him? Shut up!
Data File 2.
Data File 2. Tetsuo Shima, age 15. The youngest member of Kaneda's gang. Known to have an inferiority complex because he is thought to be weak and immature. He is thought to be extremely introverted.
Oh, let's run away somewhere, huh? You and me, Cowrie.
But where can we go?
You think I'm a loser? It's not my fault I was smaller. Well, there'll come a day when I'll show all of you.
Data File 3.
Data File 3. K. Government assigned code name. Her real name remains classified. Age 17. Joined and became active in a terrorist group shortly after her brother died in prison. Strong-willed, yet sensitive.
Hold it. Stop right there. Look out. She's got a gun. All right, that's it.
Data File 4. Colonel Shikishima, age 42, career military, on special assignment in Neo-Tokyo. father was a member of the Self-Defense Forces and participated in the original Akira project prior to the start of World War III. Shikishima knows the secret of Akira.
The people lost their pride in our great achievement a long time ago. Now all these fools care about is indulging themselves. A giant step backward in man's evolution toward eternity and redemption. The ultimate scientific nightmare. I can't believe the politicians would dare to tempt fate again.
Data File 5.
Data File 5. Kyoko. Sequestered by government. Realized extrasensory powers at age 9. Adept at telepathy and clairvoyance. Number 25 in the top secret Akira project.
City was covered by a dark shadow. It began to crumble. The people started to panic. And then it happened. Akira came to visit us again.
Akira?
The city was destroyed. Many people. They all began to die.
Data File 6.
Data File 6. Takashi. Sequestered by government. Realized extrasensory powers at age 8. Especially adept at psychokinesis. Number 26 in the top secret Akira experiments.
What are you waiting for?
Data File 7.
Data File 7. Masaru. Sequestered by government. Paralyzed from the waist down by polio at age 6. Realized extrasensory powers at age 8. Especially adept at second sight and psychokinesis.
I came to get you. You know we aren't meant to exist in the outside world. Come on, let's go home.
It's the Army! Army helicopters!
Data File 8.
Data File 8. Akira. 28th and most successful government ESP experiments. File access restricted. Mitaka, an area of Tokyo and the site of the Akira production studio. A studio that never shuts down. It is now 2 a.m. and even at this late hour, the staff is still hard at work. Over 150,000 cells or drawings have to be produced in order to make this film. And the drawing and checking of each cell takes a great deal of time. Here, a member of the production staff is checking the movement of a particular sequence of cell drawings. It is the basic process of animation, and the checker is making sure that each drawing is correct. At the peak of production, up to 70 staff members worked out of this studio. Let's take a look and see how the production of Akira the Motion Picture is progressing.
まずイメージボード。大友監督直筆のこのボード集は
Otomo's drawings are displayed throughout the studio so that his concepts for the film can be shared by all. The true potential and power of animation can only be realized in full-scale theatrical animations such as this. With the proper attention to detail, you can actually sense the characters coming to life. The sheer volume of drawings is overwhelming. The film has been divided into 4 parts, with 783 individual scenes. And of course, Otomo, as writer and director, had to provide all of the initial storyboard drawings and preliminary layouts by himself. It shows how demanding and time-consuming the process of animation can be. Each segment was made for 70mm film. It was determined that this larger size was necessary because of the intricacy and precision of each drawing. Let's follow the storyboard of the sequence in which Kaneda has to bring his bike to a screeching halt to avoid being injured by an explosion. Otomo's layout is tremendously exciting and highly realistic. We can almost sense the full impact of the action from his drawings alone. Now, let's see how the scene turned out. We asked Otomo about his storyboards.
I draw a tremendous number of boards. I actually draw every possible scene that could appear in the movie. Then I begin to cut out the ones that aren't absolutely necessary. That's why the storyboarding took such a great amount of time for this film. I think it is the most difficult part in the whole process of animation. You really have to finish your film on storyboard first. You can't edit after you've shot a lot of extra film like in live action. Of course, some editing takes place, but it is normally just to overlap scenes. I really put most of my energy into this phase because I knew it would help every other part of the production.
After the story has been set, it is time to begin developing each sequence. These sequences contain several scenes, with each scene having a life of its own. It took unbelievable concentration, dedication, and skill to create these scenes for the movie Akira. Let's take a look at one scene in particular.
Council meeting and instead have instructed their organizations to stage a general strike. As a result, it seems certain the strike will begin as scheduled.
Okay, what'll it be?
Red bennies, 3 of them.
Let's see.
We've got the clowns cornered near the expressway. Hey, this isn't a dance hall, sport. You got a bad attitude, Pops. Lighten up before your arteries harden. Hey, man, that stuff will stunt your growth. How many times do I have to tell you, punks? At least he's a paying customer. Then I won't tell him what's in it, huh?
This is the local hangout called Harukiya. Notice the wrecked car outside. In live action, this would just have been a second unit shot. But in animation, look at the details it required. Inside, there is the bar. Here, we see a schematic of the interior of the Harukiya. Here we see the jukebox and the doorway. Every scene creates its own world. To illustrate, let's see what the high schoolers of the year 2019 are like. This is the technical school, where Tetsuo and his gang have been assigned.
Listen to me, whip!
You lost me, Coach.
Shut up!
Oh!
Shut up!
Ooh!
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Got it?
Man, what a jerk.
Better off at home with my old man. Something like that.
You Neanderthal pile of crap! I'm gonna get you someday! We'll remember this, slugwort!
Well, I guess some things never change. And as for the teachers, not that much different, huh? In the film, Otomo introduces us to several interesting female characters, such as Kei. Let's look at the group scene.
大勢がいっぺんにアクションするモブシーン。線画で見ると一人一人。
When you look at them in line drawing, you can see each individual movement, but these go almost unnoticed in the movie. But the overall effect is what Otomo was looking for. Many have accused Otomo of presenting his female characters in a less than flattering light. Why is that?
So, you think these girls I draw aren't cute? I'm often asked why I always draw such strange-looking girls. Well, it's hard to say, because there is no real reason. It's just that most comics emphasize super cute girls. Actually, it's easy to draw good-looking girls. Anyone can do that. Okay, I'll draw some cute ones too, if that's the only way I can make a living.
Why don't we take a look at Kaori? She's kind of cute, don't you think? She plays Tetsuo's love interest. But things never did go very well for her.
No, it's the clowns.
Kaori! Remember the other night, huh? Huh?
Shut up. Kaori! What happened?
背景ときたら彩色だ。
Let's take a closer look at the coloring process. Just take a look at all the different colors. Altogether, there were 327 distinct colors used in this production. It was quite a challenge, especially in animation, but it was necessary to create the effect of a real city. This is how the colors are coordinated.
色の微妙な配色でリアリティの極限に挑むカラーコーディネーションのテクニック。パラパラっと。
Take a look at the finished product. Doesn't it look real?
プレスコ。映画「アキラ」が
The dialogue for this film was pre-recorded. This was quite revolutionary, especially in Japan. Usually the voices are added after the animation is done. In the case of Akira, the dialogue is recorded first, and then the animation is done to match the mouth movements and timing. It's quite time-consuming and extremely expensive. Otomo himself is directing the voice actors. They look quite serious, don't they? After the line is laid down or recorded, the animation is done to match the lip synchronization.
なんでこんなところに。
鉄夫、大丈夫か？助けに来たぞ。早くしろよバカ、急がないと外の奴らが。
金田君。お前もそこにいたっけな。いいんだよ金田、俺はもうお前に助けてもらわなくてもいいんだよ。これからは俺がお前を助けてやる。そん時はいいな、金ちゃんよ。
セリフの母音に合わせて
There are certain shapes for each of the vowels. Fortunately, Japanese use just 5 vowels. A, I, O, E, O. The same as in Spanish. This is how it works.
Akira!
Akira!
What?
Quick action recorder.
This is the quick action recorder. The QAR is the secret weapon in the pre-recording process. This machine is used to check the voice and mouth movement of the animated character. The computer indicates whether or not the dialogue is in sync with the picture.
もうよせ鉄夫、殺す気か？
うるさい！俺に命令すんな！
I just felt that recent animation here in Japan had become too conventional. I also felt that voices are so important in establishing the character of a film. You can realize the effect of an entire film just by listening to the dialogue. Still, I wanted more than that. At first, I began by interviewing many 15 and 16-year-olds for various parts in the film. But they all sounded the same to me. I should have tried harder in this initial phase. Eventually, I ended up using a lot of new and unknown voice talents. In this film, as you know, we used the pre-recording system. I did this because I expected the voice actors to create their own character personalities. I thought this approach would be better than me telling each actor exactly how I wanted them to speak.
Akira was created by Otomo, and it became an entity unto itself. As the film developed, so did this new entity. It wasn't just the author's sole vision. Everyone involved made a contribution to the finished product through their cooperation, dedication, and enthusiasm.
そして総動画枚数15万枚を描いた作画マンたち。出来上がったセル画と背景、一枚一枚を撮影し、
Here is where the cells are photographed.
朝日プロダクションで行われている。
It is Asahi Productions in Tokyo. The highest photographic techniques were used in transferring the drawings to film. This is Mr. Misawa, the director of photography.
Most theatrical movies are comprised mainly of daylight scenes. But in the case of Akira, most of the action takes place at night. This created several interesting problems, and we had to use extreme care and the right photographic equipment to get the desired effects. It was Mr. Otomo's wish that the film have an overall dim look. That is most difficult to achieve with a camera. So I got around it by overlapping the drawings against each other as well as against the background.
The latest computerized technology was used throughout the making of this film. The computer graphics were done at the high-tech lab in Tokyo. For sound effects, the synclavier audio system was used for the first time in Japanese animation. It produces a really remarkable audio experience. It literally places the audience right in the middle of the world of Akira. The combination of animation and synclavier recording gives almost limitless possibilities. Let's hear from the sound effects director.
This film had a very complex sound effects track, and that complexity was enhanced by the fact that I had to learn by doing on this project. It was quite a bit different from anything else I've tried in the past, because literally anything and everything was used to create our library of sounds. Technically, we were able to achieve great success with this important aspect of the film. I feel it was the combination of so many different sounds that created the feeling of harmony I think you will sense in this film. In fact, there was harmony throughout the entire production of Akira. Everyone worked very well together, and I am sure you will enjoy the end result.
Another unique experiment involved the use of the artist group Yamashiro Gumi. It is their belief that the finest instrument in all of music is the human voice. It was their chorus that gives the film Akira its special presence. We talked to Mr. Yamashiro. When I was chosen for this project, I was told by Mr. Otomo to create my own music through his story. So that is what I did. It was quite a luxury not to have any deadlines or budget restraints to worry about on this project. We took 6 months, and I really appreciate the opportunity that was given me. So the music was entirely my creation and my responsibility. I'm not yet sure if our musical score turned out right or wrong. I won't be able to tell until I have the privilege of seeing the final film. I will be happy if the music appears to fit the mood of the film. I feel that I came close to Mr. Otomo's vision, but only time will tell just how close that really is. Finally, let's hear from the author once again.
It's difficult to express in words what I wanted to achieve in this film. You could interpret a film based on its theme or on its technique. Certainly, this film can be judged on those terms. But I can't say this is a movie about friendship or parapsychology because it's just not that simple. For example, I can't simply tell you this is a story about the friendship between Kaneda and Tetsuo. It would not be an accurate description of the film. I think I put many different dimensions into each character, and the film, therefore, can have several meanings. I also wanted to use the film to experiment with many new techniques, such as the number of colors and the use of orange for night scenes. These, as well as many other technical innovations, were the hallmarks of this production. I wanted the film version of Akira to exist on many different levels. I hope that the audience can get a feeling for what we achieved and that they will be excited by it.
Akira を望む人民が変えるのだ。
もうよせ、鉄夫。殺す気か？
うるさい！俺に命令すんな！
あの力には触れてはならんのかもしれんな。
Neo Tokyo is about to explode. Streamline Pictures presents a state-of-the-art adventure, Akira.
1988年7月16日、アキラが目覚めた。